Big hello to the KFA Summit and Clark County agents. Here's a message for you.
Okay, so the first question, how do you see AI affecting the real estate industry? And the honest answer is, I could see it assisting real estate agents, appraisers, banks, lenders, but I don't see it replacing a lot of those jobs entirely. The thing is, a lot of real estate needs to be manually verified, and there's so many specifics that right now AI is not able to take into consideration. Like a lot of people look at Zestimates, or they see the Redfin value estimator of what a property could sell for or what it's worth. A lot of those are off. I think they're a good gauge and rule of thumb, and you could kind of base it from that, and you get a general idea if you have absolutely no knowledge on the market. But it really takes someone going through the property, visually inspecting it, knowing what properties are currently selling for, learning all the comps in the area, assimilating all of that together. So I think AI is a tool that can be used, but I don't think it's going to replace anyone entirely anytime soon. Next question, what should agents be doing right now to thrive in this new market we're in? That's a great question, and my thinking is that agents need to really double down right now, because I remember when I got in 2008, so many people left between then and 2010. They just completely had their business dry up. They went to other industries. They just quit. And I think that is the time to really double down on everything you're doing. I think take every client very seriously, even if they're not in the market, even if they're kind of flaky. I think it's better to work with those people right now than not, because you never know when someone's going to pick up. I also think that right now is a great time to get into leasing. I know a lot of brokerages don't like it because there's very little money to be made in that, but I do think there's a lot of opportunity for people that will rent to clients now. Like, think of it this way. A lot of sellers, when you can't sell their home or they can't get the price that they want, a lot of them, I believe, will turn to renting. They're going to be a landlord. Help those clients rent their home. That's a great opportunity to get in there, and eventually when it's time to sell, they'll use you. They may very well be landlords for the next 5-10 years, but it doesn't matter. I think if you could get through these next probably 2 to 4 years, give or take, if you could just do that, everything else after that is going to be easy. So I think prospecting, extremely important. Take on leases, work with landlords, anyone who can't sell, help them rent, and I think just doing the basics right now is really going to help. Am I changing my investment strategy with all the current interest rates where they are? If so, how? Yes, I am. So right now I'm looking at commercial real estate just because I think that, first of all, I just don't want to be a residential landlord. I don't have as much interest in that, and I want to expand. I want to diversify. So, for many reasons outside of just the market, I want to get into commercial. What I'm finding right now is that a lot of the cap rates that you would previously see were like 3.5%, 4%, 4.5%. You get like, a Starbucks used to be, 3.8% returns when interest rates were at 0. Because where is there a better place to put your money that's, that's safe? Buy a Starbucks at 3.5%. But right now, when treasuries are paying, 4, 4.5, and they were paying almost 5% for a while in like the 1 year, the 6 month. Why would you invest in commercial real estate yielding 4% when you buy a treasury right now that pays 5%? And yes, you can say, well, depreciation and maybe the property will go up in value over time, or you can pay down debt. There's a lot of advantages of taking a lower interest rate for commercial. But when you think of that there's no risk and you have all your money highly liquid, or could put it in a money market fund right now making 4.4%, why would you buy real estate at 4%? It doesn't make sense to me. So therefore, I think cap rates have to play catch up to what the market's currently being offered, which is higher treasuries. So I personally think there needs to be a risk premium between what treasuries are currently paying and what real estate has to pay to make it worth it. Like, if you knew that you'd be able to get a 5% return if you bought treasuries or real estate, why buy real estate when you make the same thing with no risk, having all your money liquid? It just doesn't make sense. So I think, if treasuries are 5, real estate would have to pay 8. The numbers are just kind of whatever I'm coming off the top of my head. So everything is going to be different. But what I'm seeing in commercial is that sellers are lagging where the market currently is, and it could be a good opportunity to get in there, throw in offers, and see what sticks. Because I guarantee if there's a seller that wants to do 1031 exchange, they got to sell, something happens, maybe a better opportunity comes up, they want to get out of the market, there's got to be some opportunities out there for people who have the ability to close, and especially if you're a cash buyer right now, I think a very strong position to be in. All right, next one. What's the best piece of advice you have for a newer agent? I would say you got to get a good mentor. I definitely would not be where I am today if I wasn't able to learn from the people around me. And I think finding someone that you could work with, preferably on a team, where you just do whatever they tell you to do. Just watch them. I think, honestly, just mirroring what someone else is doing is probably the best approach from the very beginning. And even for me, like, I work for free. I would do anything. If an agent just asked me to show houses for them and I was brand new and on a weekend, like, I would do it. Just open the door and turn on lights. Like, I would do anything I possibly could. Because otherwise, what's the alternative? I'm just doing nothing. I'm just like reading the market. I'd rather be working for someone else and learning from somebody else. So I think that's a great opportunity. The other thing you could do is if you could be an assistant to somebody else, because at least then they'll pay you to learn. The first year is just a learning curve anyway. So like, chances are you're not going to make much money in the first year anyway. So you may as well get paid to learn. And I think learning as an assistant is one of the best ways that you can do that. Is there a time I almost gave up? If so, what made you decide to keep going? I was very close, not to giving up, but I was like bored, I was burnt out. I would say maybe like 5, 6 years into my career, it just seemed like I had plateaued, where I was on this like autopilot where I kind of knew what I was doing. Nothing was a challenge anymore. I wasn't getting the listings I wanted to get, and I just felt stuck. At that point, I kind of thought to myself, well, I have a really good thing going, but I feel like there's something more, and I'm missing out on what that next thing is. And at that point, I don't know, the universe kind of like gave me other opportunities, and I ended up changing where I was working, which is at Coldwell Banker, to the Oppenheim Group. And just being around the new environment with new agents in a slightly new market just reinvigorated everything. So that for me was huge. I think if I didn't move to the Oppenheim Group, don't know where I would be today, because that really got me so excited. So I think if you could change a pace, I think that helps. Being around a new environment helps, and just being around people, I think, who are like-minded and positive goes a really long way. And finally, what is the biggest leap of faith you ever had to take? I don't know. I don't think there's ever been like a giant leap of faith. I think moving to the Oppenheim Group, is as great as that turned out to be, it was also very scary, because I had a very good thing going with Coldwell Banker, and it was, I don't want to say it was easy, but I had everything on autopilot. It was laid back, but I was bored. So giving that up for the promise of something different, I think was scary, but I just followed my intuition. That was right. And no regrets. So I really hope this helps. Wish all of you the best of luck. And if there's anything I can do to help, just let me know. Oh, and always make sure to hit the like button for the YouTube algorithm.